You served 20 years, you earned your military retirement, and then you filed a VA disability claim. The VA approved it. And your retirement check went down. Dollar for dollar, every cent of disability compensation came straight out of your retired pay. That is not a glitch. That is federal law.
Think of it like earning 2 paychecks from 2 different jobs, but your boss says you can only cash one. You did the work for both. You earned both. But the government says picking up one means putting down the other.
The offset existed for over a century until Congress created 2 programs to fix it: CRDP under 10 U.S.C. Section 1414 and CRSC under 10 U.S.C. Section 1413A. Both restore money that retirees were losing, but they work differently. Most retirees only know about one of them.
I know a retired sergeant major who spent 3 years collecting VA disability without realizing his retirement pay had been reduced by the exact same amount. He was not getting extra money. He was getting the same money from a different mailbox.
This is VA Benefits 1.55. Today we are breaking down both programs, who qualifies for each, and the tax-free advantage that makes CRSC the better deal for some retirees. That part is coming in Scene 5. Let me introduce the team real quick.
Hey, I'm Michael. Honestly, I am hyped for this one.
I'm Nova. I love when the numbers tell a story people miss.
Hi, I'm River. I like connecting dots across different worlds. This is perfect for that.
All right, let us jump in.
The offset rule goes back to the 19th century. Federal law prohibited duplicate payments for the same service. If you retired from the military and then received VA disability compensation, the government treated those as overlapping benefits.
Here is what that looks like in real dollars. A retiree earning $3,000 per month in retirement pay files for VA disability and gets approved at 50%. That rating pays $1,206 per month from the VA.
Without concurrent receipt, the military reduces that retiree's check by the exact same $1,206. Total is still $3,000. Like Nova said, overlapping benefits. The VA approval changed the source of the money, but not the amount.
That is why so many retirees feel cheated when they get their first VA award letter. They expected a raise. They got a lateral transfer.
And for retirees rated below 50%, that is still the reality today, unless their disabilities are combat-related. No fix exists for them under current law.
Congress has debated closing that gap for years. Multiple bills introduced, none passed. The estimated cost runs into the billions over 10 years.
CRDP is the straightforward fix. Think of it as the government finally admitting that retirement pay and disability compensation are not the same thing. You earned retirement by serving 20 years. You earned disability compensation because the military broke your body.
Congress authorized CRDP in the fiscal year 2004 National Defense Authorization Act under Public Law 108-136. It was phased in over 10 years, with full concurrent receipt starting in 2014.
The best part about CRDP is that you do not have to apply. If you are a military retiree with a combined VA disability rating of 50% or higher, DFS applies it automatically. No forms, no waiting.
That automatic part matters. I have talked to retirees who did not even realize they were receiving CRDP. Their retirement check went back to normal and they assumed it was a correction. Michael's analogy nails it though: 2 paychecks, finally both cashed.
There is one major limitation. CRDP only covers retirees at 50% or above. If your combined rating is 40% or lower, you still face the full offset. CRDP does not help you.
And stick around for the CRSC breakdown, because that program has no minimum rating threshold, and it is tax-free. For some retirees, CRSC is the better deal even when CRDP would pay more on paper.
CRSC is the program that most retirees have never heard of. Some disabilities are not just service-connected. They are combat-connected. The injury happened because someone was in a war zone, on a hazardous mission, or operating a weapon of war.
Under 10 U.S.C. Section 1413A, CRSC covers disabilities in 4 categories: armed conflict, including direct combat and Purple Heart injuries; hazardous duty, like flight operations and parachute jumps. The third category is instrumentality of war, meaning injuries from combat vehicles or munitions. And the fourth is simulated war, which covers training exercises that replicate combat conditions.
Purple Heart recipients get an important advantage here. If you were awarded a Purple Heart and the related disability is rated at 10% or higher, you are automatically eligible for CRSC.
Here is the key difference from CRDP, and this trips a lot of people up. CRSC requires an application. You fill out DD Form 20-860 and submit it to your parent military service branch, not to the VA, and not to DFAs.
There is a 6-year filing deadline. You must submit your CRSC claim within 6 years of the VA rating decision or the date you become entitled to retired pay, whichever comes first.
And the minimum threshold is only 10%, not 50%. A retiree at 30% with combat-related disabilities who gets nothing from CRDP could be collecting CRSC right now. This is the scene I mentioned in the opening. By law, you cannot receive both CRSC and CRDP at the same time. You have to choose one, and the obvious choice is not always the right one.
Here is a real-world example. Say a retiree has a combined 70% VA rating. 50% is combat-related and 20% is not. CRDP would restore the full 70% offset because it covers all service-connected disabilities. CRSC only covers the combat-related 50%.
On paper, CRDP pays more in that scenario, but CRSC payments are completely tax-free, while CRDP is taxable income. The after-tax value of CRSC can actually exceed CRDP.
I talked to a retired master sergeant who did exactly what Michael described. He switched from CRDP to CRSC during the January open season and saved over $2,000 a year in taxes.
That January open season is critical. Every January, DFAS gives eligible retirees the chance to switch between CRSC and CRDP. If you do not respond by January 31st, your current election stays.
And for retirees below 50%, there is no choice to make. CRDP does not apply. If your disabilities are combat-related, CRSC is the only program that eliminates the offset.
If you forget everything else from today, remember this. Run the numbers both ways, gross and after tax, every single January.
Drop in the comments whether you are currently receiving CRS, CRDP, or neither. Your story could help another veteran take action.
Let me bring this back to the big picture. Military retirees earn 2 separate benefits: retirement pay for 20 years of service and disability compensation for injuries sustained during that service. For over a century, the government only paid one. CRDP and CRSC finally changed that.
CRDP is automatic at 50% or above. CRSC requires DD Form 20-860 submitted to your branch with a 6-year filing deadline.
And remember the Master Sergeant I mentioned who saved over $2,000 a year by switching to CRSC. Nova was right about the tax-free advantage. The January open season exists for exactly that reason.
Drop in the comments which program applies to your situation, or if you just learned about CRSC for the first time. Your experience helps other retirees.
Next video, we dig into VA mental health services, PTSD, military sexual trauma, the crisis line, and how to get a mental health rating. That is VA Benefits 1.56.
If this series is helping you claim benefits you have earned, subscribe. We are covering every major VA program so nothing gets left on the table. Always verify everything with va.gov or an accredited veterans service organization. Okay, it is quiz time. Let's find out what stuck. Think through each question carefully before you answer.
Liked. Subscribed. Good. Every like pushes this higher so more people can find it.
A military retiree has a combined VA disability rating of 60%. None of the disabilities are combat-related. Which concurrent receipt program eliminates the offset on their retirement pay? The correct answer is A, CRDP, because it automatically applies to retirees with a combined VA rating of 50% or higher regardless of whether the disabilities are combat-related.
A retired Marine with a 40% VA disability rating has injuries from a training exercise that simulated combat conditions. Their retirement pay is currently reduced by the VA disability offset. What is their best option for restoring that lost pay? The correct answer is A, apply for CRSC using DD Form 2860 through the Marine Corps, because simulated war is one of the 4 combat-related categories and CRSC has no minimum 50% threshold.
A military retiree qualifies for both CRSC and CRDP would pay a higher gross amount, but the retiree is in a high tax bracket. Why might they choose CRSC over CRDP during the January open season? The correct answer is A, CRSC payments are completely tax-free, so the after-tax value of CRSC can exceed CRDP even when the gross amount is lower.
Michael here. The analogy I keep coming back to is the 2 paychecks. You did the work for both. You served 20 years and you sustained injuries doing it. CRDP and CRSC are not bonus programs. They are the government finally honoring both debts separately instead of pretending one cancels the other.
Nova jumping in. The number that should stick is 6 years. That is your CRSC filing deadline from the VA rating decision. Miss it and you lose back pay. Every month you wait is money you earned and are not collecting. File DD Form 2860 with your branch.
River here. The part that stays with me is every retiree I have talked to who did not know CRSC existed. They assumed the offset was permanent. It does not have to be. If your injuries are combat-related, you have a path to restoration that most retirees never pursue.
Next video, we cover VA mental health services, PTSD claims, military sexual trauma, the Veterans Crisis Line, and how mental health ratings work. That is VA Benefits 1.56. If this series is helping you claim benefits you have earned, subscribe. We are covering every major VA program so nothing gets left on the table. Professor Erica signing off.